I love a good road trip. It is one of my favorite things. You get the whole family together and you've got a good route that you're going. And you got things to do. If you keep an action-packed road trip, there is nothing better. We've done the 10-day road trip where every single day we're driving to a different city. We go check out a different game there. And along the way, you don't go more than really 2 to 3 hours before stopping. It may be a brewery or do something like that, or just get a little bit of lunch.
It's more fun if it's a brewery.
It is, yeah, for the adults, of course. But, it's really a great thing, but you got to find a really good path. And so, for us, a lot of times we're doing the East Coast, coming out of Florida, but then we've driven all the way up to Detroit on one of them, come back through. So, I kind of know, and for me, what I really love is having a place where every 2 to 3 hours, you got a good place to stop. And that's why, for me, on my top 5 favorite road tripping states, Florida's number 1, because East and West Coast. Now, if you go through the central state, not a lot going on, but East and West Coast, you're 3 hours away from something cool. I mean, we'll get out of here. You stop in Daytona. You got St. Augustine, Jacksonville.
Yeah, Junction.
The only thing that sucks about Florida is the panhandle. Because there's really not a lot there.
And the thing about the panhandle, you think you've gone so far, and then you're like, wait a minute, I still have another 2 hours left?
The panhandle is not a lot of fun and long AF.
Like you're pumped when you get to Pensacola, and you still have some time to get out of Florida.
Mm-hmm. For the same reasons, I put California as my second best road trip state, because you have about every 3 hours, there's kind of a cool place. Now, to me, I'm talking about staying on the coast. If you drive up through the middle of the state, San Joaquin Valley, it's not as awesome. In fact, it's not awesome at all, but stay on the coast, and that's a great road trip. I like North Carolina because there's a lot of really cool cities, and it's a pretty drive on top of it. But, between places like Asheville and Charlotte and all those cool little towns that they've got, there's always a good little city within 2 to 3 hours of wherever you're going. I then put Tennessee.
Tennessee is cool. There's so many fun things.
There is.
Those mountain roller coasters are just phenomenal.
Smoky Mountains, going into Pigeon Forge, towns like Knoxville that you can go through.
Gatlinburg.
You got Nashville. You got Memphis. So, all throughout the state, you got some good places to go.
Every place you're saying, there's a song named after it.
Yeah, because these places inspire songs. And then a place I've never been, I'm only going off of photos and potential, but a buddy of mine, about this time every year, goes to Vermont. And he said the breweries there are phenomenal. A lot of them are in barns and farmhouses, and they're just quaint and rustic, and they look amazing. And sometimes we'll go later in the summer, you get where the leaves are changing, and he said the drives are fantastic, and there's so many outstanding breweries doing a Vermont brewery tour. I'm like, that would be great if you had the driver to make sure you could keep it on the road and you're all safe that way. With a designated driver, that'd be a fantastic road trip.
Since I was a little kid, I've been obsessed with wanting to go to Vermont. And I think it's because I had an elementary school teacher that was from Vermont, and she would always talk about it. And she'd talk about the maple syrup and the beautiful landscape. So as a little kid, she'd make it sound bigger than life. And I think it just stuck. And I just always wanted to go there, but I've never been. I hear it's kind of expensive, though.
I feel like now is a good time to go. When we're down here, like sweltering, isn't Vermont like way cooler and crisp at night?
I believe so, yeah. From what I've heard, you'll have much better temperatures. And to me, I think even going late summer, just getting a tad bit into fall a bit to see those leaves changing.
Yeah, what the hell is Vermont like? I ain't never been.
I would love to go to Vermont.
Yeah, so that's on my list. So those would be my top 5. And, I think they're great states to drive in. There are a lot of states that, have some potential, but honestly, most of the states aren't really awesome.
I would encourage you to skip Kentucky if at all possible.
Oh, you're not yearning to go to South Dakota, Kev?
Yeah, I've been through South Dakota.
You're not yearning to go back?
It's tough. I think they had a Sue Bee honey that I went to, and that was about it.
What about North Dakota? Any better?
I don't know if I've been into North Dakota, but I can tell you like the Iowas and some of those, Kansas.
I feel like if you move to Montana, that means you are going through a mental breakdown.
You're trying to get away from something.
You're trying to get away from the problem.
Yeah.
I've been to Montana. Montana's beautiful, but those drives, in fact, the speed limit's like 85, 90.
Oh, wow.
Because there's just nothing on the road. So you're kind of going, and there is, some beautiful things. If you're by the mountains, you can see some stuff, but the rest of it's not real exciting.
And I'm sure there's towns in Montana or cities that are nice, but for the most part, is Montana just desolate?
It's mainly nature. It's outdoor cabin-y type of a feel. I did find some places that had amazing jerky. They have every type of animal jerky you can get. Like you get raccoon jerky. Like they had it all.
Coon jerky.
They're the jerky state.
Yeah. So my list is different than what Wallet Hub came out with. Now they did a study and they looked at 32 different factors in 3 different categories: costs, safety, and how many attractions or activities there are. And see, that's kind of reversed on me. I'm just saying the pie in the sky. I'm not worried about cost and safety. I like danger. So they had national parks, amusement parks, beaches, lakes, and scenic drives factored into theirs as well. And Florida did make their top 10 at number 5. It got beaten out by Minnesota, Utah, Louisiana, and New York. Now, I've been through some of those states, like Louisiana, New York. I've been a little bit into Minnesota, not really done some of the driving. I don't think any of those are better than Florida from what I've seen.
Yeah.
We don't have the same criteria. They have Texas, which it's okay once you get to a city, but in between the cities in Texas, not a lot to look at.
I've heard
it's really flat and there's not much visually to see.
You either hate it or you love Texas. I've heard people go, do not go to Texas.
I love Texas. I love Texas cities.
Yeah, and other people, they swear by it. My dad loves Texas.
Yeah.
It's where he lives.
Yeah, I do. I get the appeal for Texas. They also had Maine, Georgia, and I've gone through Georgia. There's not a lot in Georgia either.
Maine is one I have on my list that I'd like to go just because I feel it would look way different. It's like a cold, beachy area.
It might be like a Vermont. I don't think it'd probably be too far off. They've got North Carolina, which is in my top 5. Then they got Ohio, which is my home state. And again, outside of the cities, there's not a lot to really look at.
I liked Ohio.
Yeah, it's a lovely state. I have many positive things, but it's not going to make my top 5 for the best road trips. Now, they say the worst. They got Rhode Island, Delaware, Connecticut, California made their top 4.
Worst?
And I have it as my second best. I don't get that. Now, again, if you go up the middle of the state, I get you. But if you stay on the coast, I don't get you. Maryland, Vermont, which I put at number 5, is one of the worst. Massachusetts, New Mexico, Montana, and New Hampshire is their top 10. The worst. Yeah, so I'm just kind of curious, is there one that was left out that should be on the best or the worst? In fact, that might be the ones. I will tell you, I gave you some of the worst, like just the plain states where there's nothing going on. If it's got plain in the description, you're not going to see a lot.
Let's go to Delaware.
My favorite thing to do when we're going through Tennessee is to go on Waze, and there's a setting on Waze where you can, punch in your address where you're going back in Florida, but you can hit this thing that says avoid all major interstates and highways, and it just takes you on back roads. To me, that is the most fun way to do a road trip because you see all the stuff you would never see, scenic stuff, cemeteries, parks. You see how the real people live in Tennessee.
Okay.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, there is some interesting places to go, no doubt. Now, somebody's going to give me a hard time, few people, because I did not put Georgia in my top 5. In fact, I kind of brush it off when I talked about it. People said, Kev, Northern Georgia is amazing. And you are right. When you get north of Atlanta, they got lakes and nice little mountains and stuff like that. You would not believe how far north Atlanta is. Have you ever driven through Georgia to get to Atlanta from the Florida border?
Yes.
It takes a minute, doesn't it?
It does. It's long.
It's like when I'm on Southern Boulevard and I think I've finally got to the Wellington Mall and I go, wait, what a minute. It's 33 minutes away still? No.
Yeah. And
it's that same feeling.
Yes.
that's why, to me, Georgia doesn't make it. Yes, once you get up there, then you can talk to me about what you got. But you got to get North Georgia. In fact, I would say half to 3/4 of the state doesn't do a lot for me road tripping wise. Not a lot of great towns to go through.
Marietta's nice. I loved Marietta, Georgia. I thought that was kind of a country within a city.
You're in Atlanta.
That's Marietta's still considered Atlanta?
I think it's suburb Atlanta. Yeah.
So it's not Marietta, it's Atlanta?
It's a suburb. Marietta's like a suburb tucked in there.
Okay.
Like you have like Sandy Springs and all those kind of little towns. Rome, which all those little towns are lovely. But they're, again, what I'm saying is that you have to get all the way north to get to that. Yeah, once you're north, great. But until then, yeah, that's why I put Georgia there. But I'm getting some flack for that. People are saying the Dakotas, without a doubt, terrible. And I would agree. There's not a lot there. People in the Dakotas probably be like, yeah, don't come here.
Yeah, what's the appeal? Like, sell me a Dakota.
Yeah.
Why?
You just would have to do, Mount Rushmore or something like that. That's it. I think that's why they put something like that there. Like, we need something.
Ain't nobody coming here.
We got a rock over here. You want to put some presidential faces in it? Maybe people show up to watch that. I don't know. So, that's kind of what it is. Well, if you're coming up with any plans, you can always get through to us. We can get to your emails as well in the after the show, mail@kvjshow.com.